Welcome back to the podcast. Roll the intro.
Yeah, they call me a savage. How I'm putting in work. I hustle and grind, I put in the time, get what I deserve. Savage.
Too much coffee.
Way too much coffee, bro. I'm fried.
Fuck, yeah.
I'm fried. My hands are all shaky.
Too much caffeine in the system. Too
Yeah,
large, long blacks before pumping out this episode.
Uh,
Coach's episode.
Coach's episode, bro.
Yeah, I thought it would be a good chance to, I don't know, I see a lot on social media, coaches doing it wrong, even past friends and coaches. Instagram's changing, all that stuff is changing, TikTok's emerging and all those things. I feel like I'm doing a sort of good job at it, and it'll be good just to talk about, you know, for those coaches struggling and sort of the lay of the land and all that sort of stuff.
Mad. Give me because I've seen you, bro. Like I've seen you from the get go. You know, way back. You know, straight after footy finished, and you know when we used to train at Homebush Park, and that was the first time I ever saw you coach. And then we obviously went together. But give me a bit of backstory, bro. How long have you been wanting to do this online game, and how have the steps been over the years?
Yep, sweet. So I think we'll go right back. I think as a child growing up, I had an interest in like bodybuilding and all that sort of stuff. Dorian Yates was sort of the big bodybuilder.
Yep.
When I was growing up, he had the bodybuilding mags, etc. So that, and then I remember reading a book I think called Peak Performance. And this might have been when I was in primary school. So I always sort of had that interest around, I think, just trying to get better. And I think when I was younger, you know, you have that dream of wanting to be an All Black. And then, so I played footy and all that, went through the career. And then I always liked weights. So I was always interested, looking for a little edge here and there. And then after, I thought that would be a better career path after footy.
Yep.
But I don't think you realise it's a tough industry, the fitness industry, and trying to get into coaching and PTing. And I think I first started like learning and that stuff through the Real Movement project that Keegs used to run, and that was a good start for me. And then my first sort of thing into coaching was, as a coach, was probably the park stuff I used to do at Sydney Olympic Park.
100%, because I remember you taking me down, you know, that first session. And even the stuff that you're doing, you're teaching juggling, you're teaching handstanding, you're teaching like the basic movements, animal movements, all that sort of stuff. It was very new. Like
I was really into all the juggling, the handstand, the mobility, and then I sort of niched down to mobility work, which is good. And then I started with like a broad range. I found like the park, because I didn't want to do like conventional training. Yeah. If I had to start at a normal gym, then I'd probably be stuck in their type of stuff that I had to do, like the classes and that. And I was like, man, I'm just going to start in the park. And I just went
something different,
found an outdoor area, and then ran a Facebook ad, done the sort of sales and all that through there, ring up people cold. Hey, would you like to train down the park? Blah, blah, blah. Got a few people to start, and then, we sort of kicked it off. Had a few mates come down, help me out. Shout out Diamond, actually. He's been with me from the start, bro. And he listens to the potty, bro. So
I've seen his comments, actually.
Yeah, he's a good dude, bro.
So run me through. So you went from Homebush, right? And then you came over with me at Maryland's.
Yeah.
And Maryland's, because, you know, we were both sort of coaching or PTing at that time. And you're doing pretty well from what I remember.
At the park?
At the Maryland's gym.
Yeah.
You were doing well.
But I wasn't always good. I feel like the park was, from a financial standpoint, I was still doing traffic control, parking patrol back then. So I was doing half-half.
Yeah.
No, not even half-half. I was probably, all my income was coming from the traffic control. Yeah. And I was only had 3 or 4 people doing like a group class. Yeah. But that sort of helped me with my experience and getting those hours, those reps in as a coach. And I was doing stuff I loved. So I did handstands, mobility work. I just had an outdoor area. I bring some kettlebells down and all that sort of stuff.
So you made use of minimal stuff. Really.
Yeah, real good at body weight stuff, and it was good. Chin ups and dips, a lot of body weight work, push ups, all those ladders that we used to do. We used to pump them there. Yeah. The boys used to come through, and then you sort of went to start at Maryland's. I was like, But my big thing with that was, you pretty much said, bro, you can just run it how you like. If you can do your own thing here, which was good for me. And then we sort of kicked off in the women's class, and I was still doing half and half too. I was still doing traffic control and then doing just the mornings there.
And when was the rollover then?
PT is tough, bro.
It is, bro.
Far out.
Hours and hours. And like, you know, I remember, because that was the first time I ever PT'd, because I was working at F45, and then I left F45 and went out to Maryland's to obviously work with you and Rue. And then, I just noticed, like, it's a hard gig, bro. If you're not doing the hours and if you're not constantly on, then fuck.
Yeah, how'd they market the PT course to, you can make this amount of money? It's a bit of BS, don't you think?
100%. Because, like, you got to do the hours to get that sort of money.
Yeah.
And some people, their output isn't that high. I'm not. Like, I need fucking a good amount of mental space and rest. And if I'm always constantly on, I just get fried, bro. I come home in the afternoons and I've got nothing to give.
Yeah, and then I go back to Maryland's. Like, I was still doing half job. I was working nights.
Yeah.
And then I would come in the morning with no sleep.
Yeah.
Train the 9:30 women's class.
How much coffee, bro?
Bro, I was just like on E pretty much, but that's sort of all I knew.
When was the rollover then? When was the time when you were like, okay, I'm stopping here, and then I'm gonna focus solely on coaching?
When you left to buy your gym,
Okay.
you said you were leaving, and I could take over the night classes, and I went, okay, I'll start.
Okay,
that might be enough money to pay my rent and some expenses, and if I get a few PTs, then that'll equal blah blah blah.
Okay.
Fuck, it didn't. As soon as I went across, there was a $200 payment a week that got cut from the manager.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I really needed that, like looking after the floor. And then
so you had to make it up doing PTs.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I think that's when social media, I went up, done that Sunny Bill thing.
Yeah.
That's when Knees Over Toes guy was coming through. I was probably one of the first coaches on that program. Mm-hmm. This was 2019, end of 2019. And I went fully into that system and just went, I found like there was something there to look at. I remember telling you at Maryland's, I didn't have bad knees, but I knew it was still good. Yeah. And then I didn't click till I went up and trained with Sonny and Keegs and
experienced it,
Mitchie Pike and all those, like all those guys. And I could see it. Okay, there's something here. So I went back home after that trip up to Byron Bay and just deep dived into it and just went, okay, I need to figure this system out. I went super hard into it, trained super hard, and then came out with a good understanding of, okay, this works. And and I was still pretty early, and then started getting some PTs through it. My Insta went good from Keeg sharing some stuff. Yep. Oh, that's when I found the actual power of social media.
Okay.
Sonny shared and tagged me in something in a story, and it was actually wrong because he said I gave them the Malcolm workout to do, the 6 5 4 3 2 1 1 2 3 4 5 6. But he called it a Bronco, or someone tagged and something went wrong. And then,
ding, ding, ding,
bro,
ding, ding.
Man, my phone was just blowing up with like, hey, bro, what's that Bronco? Let's go 6 5 4 3 2 1. And there were all these people just wanting to know what that was.
Yeah.
I was like, bro,
that's mad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and before, I never knew like the power of social media from then. And then I felt like, okay, there's something here that I need to figure out.
Yeah.
But I didn't figure out. It wasn't just like an overnight thing to figure out. And I went back to Maryland's. I started getting some PT through Insta. A lot of young guys with knees. Like I was sort of that guy filling that space and just giving them the young footy players. I really enjoyed working with a couple. And then I was probably picked up a lot of clients through that. And I was just full ball PTing and just pumping. And I was like grateful for that. And I was doing classes, so I'd have my first class 9:30, maybe 1 or 2 PTs before that. Then PTs after a bit of a break, and then a PT before the 5:30 class. Then go 5:30, 6:30, 7:30.
Holy!
and I wasn't getting home till like 9 o'clock at night, bro. And I was super exhausted. I think it's sweet. Yeah. So I was getting home super exhausted, bro, but I was grateful at that time because I knew it's much better than having no money at all. I was probably earning 500 a week to going up to undisclosed amount at that time. And I was really working with a good, my own avatar of footy player.
Yeah.
Young. I had some cool clients, bro, and we really got some good work done and good results as well.
Okay. All right. And then so when did you figure out the mobility side of things? Like, was it
COVID happened.
Okay.
COVID happened. Gym shut. My income went straight to zero. So I was like, I have to go online. Like,
what the fuck do I do?
And I
here?
I tried to figure out online probably for the last 2 years. Had zero. And then I launched I sort of think I've done a call out on social media, blah, blah, blah. If you want an online training program, because I was sort of desperate at that time. I started getting heaps of messages and I had to figure all that out pretty much overnight. I remember up till 2, 3 a.m. writing programs because I had people coming in and and they needed to get programs. I told them, I've got something. I think I already did the sign up to my program, and then I figured out their program.
Yeah.
It's probably back to front, but I think that worked real well,
100%.
and it just forced me into sorting it all out and figuring it out. I just had no other option. And that's what sort of got my initial to online. And then once you make money online, bro,
it's different.
As a coach, your mind just explodes, and you're living in another reality. And you probably know now.
Bro. You remember when because you were saying this, like because you'd gone through it. He basically just said, it's time for you to go and do this. And you pushed me through the fucking door. Went and did the program. We went and did some content, yada, yada, yada. And I still remember the first sale, bro. And I messaged you and I was like, oh, cuz. But you're right, man. Your brain just goes, boom. There's new ways here. Like, you don't need to go and, work your ass off doing something over here when... I enjoy this, bro. I enjoy shooting content. I enjoy training. I enjoy figuring out how to interest people in what we do. Which brings me back to the next point, bro. Like, social media is everything for you, right?
Yep.
What have you found? What's important? How to?
So Instagram was super big for me. I think I had 1,000 followers just before that Sunny and Keegs camp up in Byron Bay, and then I got a bit of momentum from that, and that sort of helped me figure out. But you sort of need, I don't know, I think you need a little bit of help or luck, but you got to be in the right position to take advantage of it. Also, you got to be a good coach to take advantage of these things. And I've just been in the social media game, like not even that long, but I've felt like I got a good understanding of it from the coach's perspective and how to convert people from watching your content into clients.
Yeah.
So, and Instagram's actually like on the decline. There's people probably notice the reach of your posts aren't reaching as much.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it's Facebook.
100%.
And sort of you got to adapt to the time. So TikTok comes into play where TikTok's not mature at the moment. It's more like, from my perspective, it's just eyeballs.
Yeah.
Not so many conversions for me. But I think it's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
So I use TikTok as just eyeballs, collecting people's eyeballs, and then when there's because I do a lot of my my sales through
Instagram
DMs, because Instagram's a bit more easier.
Yeah.
TikTok you can't DM as good, but it's just those little things you gotta figure out with social.
Yeah.
Instagram, I don't know if it's going to kick off again, but you have to figure out social media. And I just see a lot of coaches doing it bad.
I'm one of them. I'm fucking, like, it's, the times when I've listened to you and the times that I've applied them is the times that I've enjoyed it because I've had freedom and space of brain. And at the same time, there's more people that are interested in what I'm doing. You got to have a game plan. And I think that's the most important thing that I've learned from you. Game plan meaning have your week mapped out. You know, what are you going to post on these days? You know, how much time you need to spend doing it, because I think that's a big thing. Like, fuck, the other day, I fucking spent 4 hours figuring out how to post something, posted it, and then it was shithouse.
Yeah.
I spent 5 minutes on something. It's off the top of my dome. It goes to fucking kills it. And I'm just like, man, this is so strange.
Yeah.
But if you keep to a plan like you've taught me, bro, it happens. You're better off having that steady fucking incline rather than the ups and downs.
Yeah, you never know what's going to hit on social media. Some might hit.
Water.
You've already got a little bit of a following, so it's a little bit easier for you. Whereas someone under 1,000 or how many you got on Insta?
I think I'm on like 4,500 or some shit.
Yeah, so the sort of like that 1,000. I'm finding those guys. I just got.
I wish I still had my first Insta, bro.
Yeah, I know, bro. It could have been a way better kickoff. How many did you have back then?
20 something. Fuck, man, it was a long time ago too, and I deleted it.
Yeah, I don't think people.
I've made like 10 fucking Instagrams, man. And like, I wish, you don't know till you know.
You don't understand the power of Instagram and social media. Everyone thinks it's just a scrolly, but you can make a bit of money off it.
Yeah.
And I think coaches need to do it right. So if their coaches are listening, probably got to give some actionable steps.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in context to how many followers you have. Actually, a little point is like some of the coaches that have a lot of followers, even more than me, like I got not as much engagement.
Yeah.
You can look by their likes and their views. There's heaps of, I don't know if they buy their followers and that, but you can pretty much tell easily these days. So what would I do if I was restarting probably from the beginning? First thing is probably finding your avatar, niching down is a thing that works real well because your message gets across easier. I feel like coaches are just too broad. Yeah.
That's Chero.
They're just doing this exercise and that exercise. Niching down means, or finding your avatar, like just look in the mirror pretty much is the best way. Okay, I'm an ex-rugby player. I like mobility. I probably started off in like Polynesian type as well, and probably between that 20 to 30-year-old.
Yeah.
Even though I've sort of aged a bit older as well now. But if you start on that little niche, then you got a better message to
work towards.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
People
a bit more specific. Like, who cares if you can do... I think people chase the views, but it's more about building, like, a community.
Yep.
People, okay, this guy is the rugby league mobility coach, which I started at.
And then at the same time...
And then go broad.
And at the same time, bro, because, like, you've even told me, you don't really know till you know, right?
Yeah.
You know, I remember when you wrote me up a strength program. Fucking, it was ages ago. That was during footy, actually. I just finished playing for South. I said, bro, I need a program, and you wrote me up one and sent it through to me. And that was, 3 years before you found your way into mobility.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing for the avatar, right? You won't know until you know. So you could go out, obviously dial into, but then you could have mums, you could have,
exactly.
You could have anyway. It's just trying to get it done first, which is what you've taught me, and then as time develops, you start understanding, I'm actually reaching out to this crowd, so why don't I put my resources towards that?
Yeah, exactly. You'll find the people that, they like your content, and it might be a bit different than what you want, but it's a good place to, figure out if that's, especially if you want to do online. I think the best one that worked for online is if you just want to find out very quickly if you can be an online coach straight away, just do a straight call-out message on your story, DM me, training. If you want a training program,
I'm mad.
And then see how much people come through. If you've got zero, then, man, you got to do a lot more community building, a lot more posting. If you get a couple through, okay, we can start from there. Then you got to get into your sales. You got to be able to close them. That's probably the biggest thing as a coach is sales. Like, if you can sell, you won't go hungry.
It's like, and I told you this before, bro, it's so different because, being in a gym, being face-to-face to someone, I find it's a lot easier. I can be somewhat persuasive, I think. But going online and, you know, messaging or hopefully sometimes being able to FaceTime them or call them or anything like that. It's a bit of a different game, bro. So,
And then if you do actually get online clients, then over deliver.
yeah.
If you have to Zoom call them and for
Yep.
a workout, don't just send them a program.
Yep.
You know, get them results straight away, and then you use those results as your social proof that you can actually deliver
Mm-hmm.
results online.
Mad.
Got hundreds now.
we just went through it.
This topic's been we're supposed to get through heaps of stuff, but we just wanted to touch on that for coaches that, you know, I remember this guy actually rang me up, said, "Oh, can I give you a call?" He called me up and said, "Can you actually make a living from doing what you're doing?"
Yeah.
It was probably just before, I think I was doing half PT, half online.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, yeah, you can. And I figured out. So I think my journey went half traffic controller, half, probably 80% traffic control, 20% coach.
Yep.
Then I went to Maryland's, which was maybe 50-50.
Yeah.
So, and then I went to
PT and then online.
PT, coach online.
Yeah.
And then now fully online, no in person.
And that's that's over like, you know, 4 or 5 years, eh?
Yeah.
Maybe even longer.
Yeah, but I did so much work. Which,
Yeah.
yeah, it sort of looks like overnight success, and then a lot of people on the way has sort of helped me out as well. And just, yeah, hopefully I can help you out. And once you open people's eyeballs, it's like, oh,
Yeah, bro.
first say away,
fuck, this is mad. And then it just becomes laying bricks.
Yeah.
I'm laying bricks now. You know, every person that I get to help is another brick that helps me build, you know, my own little Chero empire, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, man, I care about people. I really want to help people. And what's happened to me and my knees is some sort of a way I can help others heal themselves. So it's a combination of both, bro. I enjoy it and love it. At the same time, I get to help people and help myself.
Yeah, and I think when you're a PT, you if you're doing PT all day, maybe doing a couple of classes, it's exhausting.
Yeah, it is exhausting.
You do 5 a.m. you start, and then you have a big break in the middle of the day, and then you're doing nights, and then you get home late. It's,
you know what? I actually think it helps to because we've done that footy professional athlete lifestyle too. It's you know, high output, you know, have a rest. High output, have a rest. Walking into the gym life, I thought I'd be able to cope with it, but fuck, man, nah. Because you're going in there those early mornings, and the most thing that drains my energy is just constantly people, bro. People,
draining.
people.
Even though you're not you might be just standing there telling exercises, you're still exerting energy towards your client,
you know,
towards
how's
classes.
your day? Fucking, you know, what's happening? And they're just, you know, they humans like to, you know, share.
Especially if you haven't found clients that you like. I've had clients that I've had to take on just for the money. And they probably, you know, took more energy than they actually deserve, to be honest. Yeah, but sometimes you just have to do what you got to do when you got to pay rent.
That's it.
And you have to go through those times to come out the other side good as well. But it's just a touch on that it is possible to do these things. Being a good coach, doing it online, moving away from PT, doing half and half, even just getting a little bit of income if you're a PT, then from doing some online stuff would help a lot, I think, as well.
Certainly frees up some time for you, especially if you're, you know, someone like me who's got a family.
Yeah,
you know, it's the best being able to travel, go see my kids, you know, and everything that I need to do is on a laptop. And then after that, everything I need to do is on a computer.
Yeah.
On a camera, sorry. So people can, you know, see what I'm doing and exercises and yada, yada, yada. And it's cool, man. It's definitely opened up a new wave of thought, which is a healthy one too, I think.
100%.
100%.
Done and dusted.
Done and dusted.
We probably didn't cover too much, but
we can maybe brush on it again next week or the week after.
Probably the week after. We've been doing the 75 hard stuff as well. So, but we just felt like being coaches, we needed to put some of that information out there as well. And
yeah, some good stuff, bro.
Hard.
Enjoyed that.
Sweet, bro.
Thanks, Cuzzy.
Savage, yeah. Yeah, they call me a savage. How I'm putting in work. I hustle and grind, I put in the time, get what I deserve. Savage.